Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I'm going to tell a story from Jamaica. And it's about when you have to walk home alone at night. The story is called The Guitarist, and it goes like this. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in Jamaica, in a remote part of the island, there was a guitarist, and his name was Joe. And he played often in community halls in remote villages, far away from the big cities. And usually, after he had performed an evening, then he would get a ride from somebody home. But this particular evening, there was nobody to give him a lift. So he set out walking home alone, many, many miles. Now, he had heard horrifying stories of ghosts late at night. But he told himself most of those stories were just told by people who were drunk or who had been drinking a lot. So he tried not to pay too much attention to them. So he had his guitar, and in order to sort of stop the rising thoughts in his head, he started playing music. And slowly he started also walking on the rhythm of his own music. But all the time, he had his mind fixed on a point ahead of him. There was a point where four roads met, and he could swear there was somebody standing in the middle of that crossing. And so he got closer and closer, playing his guitar. But only just when he was really, really close could he see that there was indeed a man standing on the point where those four roads crossed. He was very skinny, almost like, a wire thread with clothes thrown around it. And as the man started walking next to Joe, he said, "Oh, you play a mighty good guitar there." And his voice was very raspy. So Joe, who would have given anything for company earlier that evening, was not fully at ease with this company. And so, but he thought, better safe than sorry, now I have company. So he did his best. And he asked the guy, "Do you also play guitar?" And the guy said, "Well, why don't you let me try, and we can see." And so Joe handed over his guitar to the strange man, and then the man started playing. And my goodness, that guy was good. Joe had never heard anything like that. First, the music was very, 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 very harsh and stringy, but then it became sweet and kind. And Joe felt like he was floating on the air, and he felt like he was on a cloud. And then all of a sudden, boom, bang, the music stopped. And Joe woke up, if you wish, got back to earth, and saw that he was right in front of his house. And the guy handed him the guitar back, and Joe said, "Ah, you sure play good guitar." "Really?" said the man. You should have heard me when I was alive. If you have any comments on these stories or suggestions for another one, do let me know. Thank you.